What we're going to do is we have a number of members who are going to be here, and we want to and we put them in an order that they made the request. And so we'll start off with myself, Senator Risch, Ernst, Portman, and then each one of them has the order so they can pass it on to the next one. All right? So we have Russia. They're continuing to build up. We know what they're doing. We see every day the Ukrainian borders. The best way the United States can support our friends in Ukraine is to quickly deliver additional aid and bolster Ukraine's defenses. The administration is about 3 months behind where they should be at this time. Sadly, this is history repeating itself. When Russia first invaded Ukraine in 2014, the Obama administration initially failed to send military aid. Only after my colleagues and I sent a legal minimum on funds for lethal defensive aid back in 2017 did things really get started. And you might remember that was when we had our defense authorization bill, the NDAA, where we put the legal minimum on funds for lethal defense to make sure that got done. Many of those Obama-era officials, including the president himself, are back in the White House, showing the world that they didn't learn any lessons from 2014. Worse, when the Biden administration had done everything in its power to support the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, this was going on. This project would line the pockets of Putin. We all know what this would do and the results that they would have. Many of my Democrat colleagues were quick to criticize President Trump, claiming that he didn't do enough initially to push back harder on the Russian aggression. And then now they realize that how much more he did than the Democrats did during their time frame. Now, I'd hoped to pass bipartisan support for Ukraine that would continue, but sadly, it has not. Last week, many of my Democrat colleagues opposed the legislation that would have stopped the pipeline. Deterrence is critical because we know that Russia won't stop with Ukraine. And when I was in Romania last summer, they made that very clear. They may be talking about Ukraine right now, but I'm next. And I think most of the others agree with that. So that's the major problem that we have right now. My last comment would be that the administration has finally started taking this situation more seriously, but they're mostly focused on what the U.S. would do after Russia invades, not what are they going to do to stop Russia from invading. Senator Risch.